some people are afraid to express themselves. They've been told to shut up when they were children, and all kinds of trauma. So this is a way to start healing that trauma, that psychological trauma. Or if you have a sore throat even, or thyroid problems, or you're afraid to express your emotions.
There are so many ways to heal ourselves, our bodies, our minds, our spirits. My friend Hugh Smiley is an expert in that regard. First, I want to thank you, Hugh, for being here with us, for taking the time to share what you know and the way you help people. What did you learn from it using these tools that you have? And what are those tools also?
The KORASON method for authentic voice is very powerful, very simple method based on the conscious production of certain sounds which are related to the different chakras or energy centers up and down the body. We add on our visualization and mindfulness, observing our inner experience, and we can apply to specific situations. So as I was developing this in living in Paraguay, in the Chaco Paraguayo, a kind of a desert region, very dry, my first clients or patients were my indigenous friends. So I remember I didn't really even know what I was doing yet. I was still experimenting and studying and putting things together. I remember one of my indigenous friends came and said, "Oh, my back is so sore, I can't work," because he worked on a ranch of one of the Métis people, the rancher. He said, "I can't go to work and I can't earn money to feed my family." I said, "Okay, Pedro, lie down on this little wooden bench, if you will." I asked him, and he did. I went over his head and his shoulders and his back, making sounds which are connected with the heart chakra and the throat chakra and the solar plexus chakra. Me ma ho. And then I asked him to accompany me to make the sounds with me. Just 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And a month later, the next time I went to that little village, Pedro came up to me and said, "Hugo, you cured me." My pain went away from my back and it never came back again. It never hurt me. So I was so excited. It gave me so much encouragement that I continued to develop it. And it was really wonderful to have those positive results so early in the development of the KORASON method.
What you have to give with these different methods, that Corazon, for example, is so much fun to use, right?
Yeah, it's really
So,
fun. Yeah.
and it's something that once you learn, can you do by yourself, or do you need all the time somebody to help you or assist you through the process?
No, well, it's good if you can attend. I give little workshops online, and I've traveled all over the world, 4 continents. Mostly it's online now. I see clients one-on-one. It's good to begin to learn from the teacher, but
Yeah.
very quickly you can practice at home. It's very easy. That's what's so wonderful about it. It's simple but powerful. It's like a small package, but the content is very big.
Can you give us an example of how do you use that? And with this, we can wrap up the conversation.
There's so many different ways, but even just using one chakra, let's say the throat chakra, which is related to expression and speech, articulation, and in a more subtle way, creativity. So if you're trying to write a poem or paint a picture, there's a lot of energy happening here. It's also what connects the head and the body, so it's a bridge. And so just a tone, the heart would be mid-range. So for the throat, you go a little higher. We use the minor chakras of the palms of the hand. And we just bring our attention to this part of the body, touching very gently, or if you feel more comfortable this way, it's okay. And then if you want to bring in energy from all of the other chakras, the crown chakra and the third eye and the emotional center, the solar plexus, and so on, you use the M sound. And just that alone is a tonic for your throat. If you, for example, some people are afraid to express themselves. They've been told to shut up when they were children, and you're stupid and you don't have anything worth saying, and all kinds of trauma. So this is a way to start healing that trauma, that psychological trauma. Or if you have a sore throat even, or thyroid problems, or you're afraid to express your emotions. So once you build this up with the support from the other chakras and you have enough to share, then you add a second syllable. So you give that healing communication out to the world, and you can visualize a specific person maybe that where there's been a misunderstanding or a bad communication in the past. So it's very helpful to heal the communication with somebody or a group of people. Could be your mother, your father, your best friend, or whatever, or somebody that was bullying you when you were a kid. It seems these days everybody needs to talk, but nobody wants to listen. So we have a lot of frustration. So the first step, there's an expression in the Bible, I think, charity begins at home. First, we have to be loving to ourselves, and we need to listen to ourselves. And we have an internal voice, which is the voice of our spirit, you might say, our soul, our essence. So if we can create an environment where there's space and time to be quiet, zip it, not talk, not have distractions, and go inside in mindfulness and meditate and listen to the inner voice and the sound of nature, or the sound of God, depending on your belief system, or just the sound of your own authentic voice. And then you will start to hear it and then start to experiment with it. The way I did as a child on my grandparents' farm, that's when it began. I would just go out and lie on the rocks, and I would start to make sound. All kinds of crazy sounds. And bit by bit, I started to say, some sounds make you relaxed, other sounds stimulate you, some scare you, some make you laugh. And that's when it began, when I was 8 years old on my grandparents' farm. Start to listen to the inner voice and then give a physical form to that voice. And bit by bit, be mindful, notice, experiment, be as honest as you can with your communication. Because if you're telling lies or deceiving yourself or other people, then your voice, the sound of your voice, is not going to be pure and true. So there has to be an alignment between who you really are as a person and the sound of your physical voice. And once the physical voice becomes evolved, authentic, I call it, then you have an enhanced vehicle that can provide your authentic communication and to voice your truth, to speak your truth.
Thank you for taking the time again to be here with us, to share all these wonderful tools that you have that we all can use. And if friends, you like the topics that we share here, please don't forget to hit subscribe. Yes. Thank you very much, and see you next week.
Thank you, Ellie. A great pleasure. And thank you, everybody, for watching and listening.